Yes, and we don't make any apologies about it. I think it's scandalous that some of the programs that are very highly touted and advertised as part of the mayor's, they call it continuum of care, some of these facilities do little or nothing in terms of actually providing shelter. I know the St. Patrick's Center is a great facility. I mean, they do many very good services to help people break the cycle of homelessness, but it's virtually not a shelter. I think they provide, the last I heard, it was about 20 women that they can take in per night there, which is just a drop in the bucket of what is needed. Mm-hmm. And so I'm not downing them for what they do. The problem is that they criticize other organizations like ours that are providing the shelter. And in fact, we shelter many of the same people that they are providing services for during the daytime. They come here because they cannot stay there. When their facility closes, I believe it's 5 p.m., they have nowhere to go then. So many of them come here at night for a place to stay. So that gives you a little bit of background of the situation. Recently, one gentleman who lives in the Lofts, and I understand he just recently moved downtown, he has started circulating a petition to call for a hearing before the St. Louis Board of Public Service. And they through the hearings then they would, I understand, have the power to take away our legal right to shelter people here in this building. They would say they're revoking our hotel permit. Now, we're not really a hotel, but we are a homeless shelter. I guess that's the closest thing is what they would call a hotel or rooming house. So we're fighting that. We're definitely fighting it in a number of ways. We have a team of lawyers that are working on this. We have, of course, we're appealing to the public and reminding our greater St. Louis community of the very valuable work that New Life has done and continues to do here in the downtown area, in providing these services to the homeless. We don't see ourselves as part of the problem, but as part of the solution. And it's one thing if some of the other residents in the area don't want to associate with the homeless, they want to help with the homeless, that's their business. But I believe they should not interfere and try to stop us from doing what is our God-commanded responsibility to do, and that's to reach out and shelter the homeless and to provide services to help them, giving them what Reverend Rice likes to call a hand up. We want to give them a hand up out of the situation that they're in. And that's what we have done for many people. It's an ongoing thing, and it's not going to go away and just overnight. We have a program, the mayor's part of this program of trying to end chronic homelessness within the 10 years. And I think they're already at 2 or 3 years into that right now. And like I said, St. Patrick's Center is doing some good things. I'm glad to see that happening. But they're not going to end chronic homelessness in 10 years. We're trying to do that too. We're trying to help them achieve that goal. But we'd like to see a little bit more recognition of what we're doing rather than trying to downgrade what we're doing. And just because we don't want to join their continuum of care because we don't want to be controlled from City Hall or from Washington, D.C. or anything like that. We see it, we prize our independence as a Christian ministry where we can follow the dictates of our own conscience in helping people and not having to be told who we can shelter, who we cannot shelter, how we can do it, what hours we can do it, and so forth.
Do you think that what would your perspective be as far as do you think the situations that have been a challenge or that New Life Evangelistic Center has had to deal with? Do you think these same situations, if you were to look at it nationally, do you think that it's much the same set of issues on a national scale as far as how agencies or how arms like New Life Evangelistic Center, do you think that this is the same type of thing that's indicative in other areas of the United States?
Well, I know that homelessness certainly is a problem nationally. I'm at a disadvantage because I've basically worked and lived in St. Louis, and I haven't done a whole lot. I have visited some other shelters in other cities, but I haven't had quite the extensive experience that I've had here in St. Louis. From some of the feedback that I've gotten is that St. Louis has often too much of a negative approach towards the homeless. I think other communities have embraced the homeless more and tried to work with them. But we've heard some horror stories also where there's police sweeps where they've rounded up homeless people, and we've seen similar problems here in St. Louis where they've had a policy, a very evident policy of trying to get the homeless out of St. Louis and harassing homeless and so forth. And we've reported that and I've been assured by the present police captain of this downtown area that they don't want to do that, and I should report any problems along those lines. But I mean, how different is St. Louis from other communities? I'm not sure. I mean, a lot of it depends upon whether the city leaders, not only those in City Hall, but the business leaders and so forth, if they have a creative and a positive approach to helping the homeless, that goes a long way and makes a big difference. If, on the other hand, they take a very defensive type of approach, then it creates problems. It doesn't really solve the problems of homelessness. So I think presently the problem is that they're just trying to control it to the extent that they're really